Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you my tips for setting up and organizing a multi-purpose storage closet. Alright, so let's talk about a multi-purpose storage closet. What even is that? I consider a multi-purpose storage closet any closet that serves more than one purpose. So maybe you have a coat closet. Now, a lot of us have a coat closet, some of us don't. But if you have a coat closet, you probably use it to store things like coats and backpacks and shoes and things like that. But if you are short on space in your home, there's a good chance you need that closet to function and hold more than just what it was built for. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So right here, I'm going to give you guys kind of a quick peek of a couple of closets that I would consider multi-purpose storage closets in my home. I've got a random closet upstairs. I'm not really sure what its intended purpose is or was, but we are using it as a homeschool closet. And I say that in air quotes because it's not just a homeschool closet. There is way more in that closet, which I will be sharing with you guys towards the end of this video. The other closet that I'm going to give you guys a quick peek of right here is our coat closet. And yes, it does hold coats and shoes and backpacks and things like that, but it holds so much more. So that's what we're going to be talking about. If you have a closet and it really needs to serve kind of as a multi-purpose storage closet, let's talk about how you can do that effectively and efficiently. All right, so the most important thing that you are going to do with your closet is you are going to define the purpose of this closet. You are going to define categories for this closet so that you know exactly what is to be stored in this closet. Let's say you have a linen closet, but you need this linen closet to hold other things. So you're going to sit down and you're going to make a list. You're going to know how big your closet is. You kind of know what it can hold, what it can't hold. So then you need to make a list. What are you going to keep in here? You're going to keep linens. These are going to include things like towels and sheets and linen type things. But then maybe you also need to store medicine in here. Maybe you need to store beach items or like seasonal items like sunscreen and bug spray, things like that. Maybe this is your only main closet in the house that is not like a bedroom closet, and you also need to store out of season items in here. Maybe you need to store like kids games or just kind of random things in here. That's what you're going to do. You're going to sit down, you're going to make a list, and you're going to define exactly what needs to be stored in this closet. Now, if you are not sure what that closet needs to hold, there is another way you can come up with a list to define your items. The other way that you can do this is you can take everything that is in the closet and pull it out. As you pull things out, try to group like items together. This is going to give you your categories because you're seeing exactly what is already in this closet, and there's a good chance most of those things need to be in the closet. Now, after you have come up with your categories, you may have some random things left over. There's a good chance you've got some random things left over. You're just going to make decisions about what to do with those items. So number one, you're going to decide, does this random item need to be in this closet? Is there a reason specifically that it needs to be in this closet? If that's the case, great. Add that to your category. That way you know that particular item lives in that closet. Now, if it's an item that you don't need or you don't want anymore, you can decide to declutter that item. You can donate it, you can give it away, you can trash it, depending on what the item is. The other thing you can do is maybe you just need to find a better home for that particular item. Maybe it needs to go in somebody's personal closet, or it needs to go in a bathroom or wherever. Just make a decision based on what it is and find the best home for it. The items that don't fit in the category of the closet, you're going to need to find a different place for them. Like I said, that can be in another closet, it can be somewhere else in your home, it can be decluttering it, trashing it, whatever it is. But don't put things in the closet that are not in your designated categories. The reason it is so important to designate categories for your closet is so that your closet does not become a dumping ground. You guys, if you don't know exactly what is supposed to be in a closet, it is going to be a place for people to just store things when they don't know what to do with that item. People are going to come in your house, your kids, your spouse, whoever. They're going to come in and they're going to have this random thing. They're not going to know where it needs to go, so they're just going to shove it in the closet. It's kind of an out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. And so we don't want that to happen. So that is why we are going to define the space. You have defined your categories, you have defined the space, you know exactly how you want this closet to function, what you want it to hold. What do you do next? All right, so if you pulled everything out of the closet and made categories so that you could define your space, you are one step ahead. If you haven't already taken everything out of the closet, this is when you're going to take everything out of the closet, because you need to sort your items. The reason you sort your items is simply so that you can see what is there. You can go through things, you can declutter things, because the less you put back, the better. I'm not saying get rid of all of your things, but you may find something in there that you don't actually need or don't want, doesn't fit, all of those different things. So pull everything out and make categories. Put like items together. Once you have done this, this is going to give you a good visual of how much stuff needs to go back in this closet in an orderly fashion. So at this point, you are going to start thinking about how you want to put the things back in the closet so they make sense. So look at your items. Do you have a bunch of small items? Do you have large items? Do you have a lot of different categories? You may want to consider baskets. Sometimes a basket is a great tool to corral smaller items so that you can kind of keep a lot of different items together. Sometimes it makes things less cluttered to look at when things are in a basket. It also makes things easy to find. Maybe you want clear bins so that you can see exactly what is in every bin. I want you to think about your vertical space. Should you add hooks or some kind of shelf or some other kind of thing in the closet? Maybe you need to add a bookshelf or some kind of cube shelf into the closet. Now, obviously, you could totally get the closet and do like a whole custom closet, but that's not really what I'm talking about. If you want to go that route, you can absolutely go that route. But there's a lot of things you can do that are very easy and minimal, and that would just be gathering baskets, purchasing baskets, containers, clear bins, cube, little organizers, all of those kind of things. Maybe a cube shelf, a bookshelf that your kids are no longer using, things like that. So as you've gathered your items, think about how you can store those like items together so that you can put them back in the closet. Another tip I have for you, once you have everything out of your closet, is this is a great time to go ahead and clean your closet. Wipe down the walls, vacuum, make sure you don't have any dust bunnies or cobwebs, and then give those floors a good clean. Closets are not normally places that we clean as routinely and regularly as we do the main part of our home. So when everything is out, that is a great time to go ahead and give it a good wipe down and a good clean. So now you've got all of your categories. You have decided if you needed bins, you've decided if there were things that you could add to the wall, like hooks or command hooks or baskets or bins, all the things. You're going to put everything away. Now, what I want you guys to remember is that this does not have to be perfect. This can be a process. I have found that in my homes over the years, most of the time, things continue to get better a little bit at a time, and that's okay. We are not trying to have a perfect closet. We are not trying to have a Pinterest-worthy closet. We just want a closet that functions well for our family. So put your stuff back in your closet. Group your things together, put them in bins, put them in baskets, shift things around, make it work. All right, so once everything is put back in your closet, the next thing you need to do is label everything. I'm talking everything. The reason you want to label everything is simply so that it makes it easy for all the other people in your home to know where to find things and where to put things back away when they have used them. Now, it's going to be very easy if you were the person that took the time to take everything out of the closet, you sorted everything into categories, you put everything either like in a specific place or in a specific bin or on a specific hook, you know where that item goes, but your family is not going to know, nor are they really going to care. So this is where you're going to get out your label gun or your Cricut or some washi tape and a marker. Keep this simple. You can cut out like an index card and clip it with a clothespin. Do not make this hard on yourself, but you definitely want to label things. Label exactly what is in a bin. Label where something goes on a shelf. Label where, you know, a certain thing on the wall goes. This is going to help you. It's going to help your family, and it's also going to look nice. My next tip for organizing your multi-purpose storage closet is simply to maintain the space. How are you going to maintain the space? You are going to check in on this closet on some kind of routine. For you, it may be monthly, it may be quarterly or seasonally, but you need to have a system for routinely checking in on this space. The reason for this is because things get messy. Sometimes we are in a hurry and we throw things in the closet, we don't put it exactly where it went, and we need to straighten it up. So you're gonna come up with a system so that you are going back to that closet, you are straightening it up, you are putting things back where they go, and just kind of assessing the closet and make sure everything is still working the way that it should. At this point, if something is not working and you have a better idea of how to tweak things, move things around, declutter things, whatever it is, go ahead and do that. That is normal. I truly believe that most closets and most spaces evolve and are a process. I feel like most things continue to get better with time because we get better, we learn things, and sometimes our needs change. So it's okay for your closet to need to be tweaked. All right, so now I'm gonna show you a couple of closets that I have in my home. This first closet that I'm showing you is what we call our homeschool closet. Now, we haven't lived in our home for very long at the time that I am filming this video, so this closet is not actually done yet, but I did want to kind of give you guys a peek so that you can see how you can apply some of these things very practically. So this closet, I painted the inside of the closet when we moved in because it was in really bad shape, and then we changed the wire shelf. I just took the old one out because it was very nasty and we put a new one in. Now, I could have made this closet super custom, but I just didn't feel like it was necessary. I feel like sometimes we have closets and they need to change over time because our needs change sometimes over time. So I decided that for in here, I wanted to just put some cube shelves in here. We are a homeschool family and we don't have a homeschool room. So I choose to store all of our items in a closet. That way, when we are not doing school, my home doesn't look like a school. So I mostly have homeschool things in here, but there are also several categories of other things that I have defined for this closet. So I've got homeschool items. I have extra planners and planner supplies because I do review planners and usually have a lot of them on hand. I have a space for gift wrapping. I needed somewhere to corral all of our gift wrap. Here is an example of where I needed to get kind of a specialty item to kind of organize all of that gift wrap. I've done this in many different ways over the years, but in this particular closet, this is what made the most sense. So I found this hanger on Amazon, purchased it, put all my stuff in it, and it fits in here beautifully. Another thing that we have in here is kind of some long-term storage for things like manuals. That's what you see right here, just in these magazine bins. These are old. I have had these for a very long time. They are not pretty to look at, and that is why they are behind closed doors. The other thing I have in here is just kind of some random bits and bobs. These are like command hooks and hardware for different things, random screws, things like that. These are the kind of things that I sometimes need when I'm working on a project, things that I don't want to have to ask my husband for, like screws and things like that. So I kind of have my own little stash in here. I just keep everything separated in these little clear storage bins, and they work really nicely. So again, this is just an example in my home of a multi-purpose storage closet. We've got homeschool things, We have planner things. We have some long-term storage, and then kind of some random like command hooks and hardware type things. Now I'm going to give you a quick tour of our downstairs coat closet. This closet does a lot of things for our family, and it really needed to function well. I had to figure out how to get a lot of different things in here. All right guys, so here is my coat closet that I turned into a multi-purpose storage closet. When we moved in, this was really meant to just be a coat closet, but I knew that I needed this closet to function in a lot of other ways. So we do not have a laundry room in this home. So I knew that I was going to need some other things. So I'm going to kind of give you an overview, and then I'm going to show you what my categories were. So I still needed this to function as a coat closet. We live in Florida, so we don't use coats all the time, but I do have some hangers here. And then I've also got these hooks. These are great for purses, hats, coats. You can actually just hook them on there instead of actually putting them on a hanger. We've got a place for hats, and we've also got hooks. I mentioned, you know, if you may need to add hooks or things so that you can use space vertically in your closet. I've got a hook for a purse. I've got a hook for my husband's backpack, so when he comes in from work, he's got a place to put that. And then down here, we also needed a place for shoes. We've got a dog, have to check the mail, so these are kind of ratty shoes that we slide on to go outside. The next category I have is beach supplies. We do live in Florida and frequent the beach and the river, so I've got a place for our beach and pool towels. I've got all of our beach and pool bags right here, and then also our cooler. And then you can see I've got labels. The next category I have in here is some tech gear. I needed a place to store my camera gear and tripods, so that is what all of this is right here. The next category I have is some cleaning supplies. We do not have an inside laundry room. I do have all of my laundry in the garage, and there are some things that I just want to be able to access quickly in the house. So I've got some cleaning supplies here, mostly like sponges and things like that. I have my microfiber cloths here. We have a dog, so we've got all of his pet supplies right here. And then I have all of my mop pads right here. So all of this is easy to grab, easy to see. You can see I have them contained in clear shoe boxes. These were not expensive. The labels were not expensive. I just used like a regular label maker, and I just kept it really simple. More cleaning supplies. I needed a place to hang my vacuum and dusters and mops. So again, think about how you can use your vertical space. We found this hook. I think I just found it on Amazon. It's like you can put something right there and it pulls out. Then it also has hooks. My vacuum came with something to hang it to the wall. So again, I'm using my vertical space. If you can't screw things into your walls, there are command strips and all different kinds of things like that that you can use to use your vertical space. The other thing you want to keep in mind is if you are going to use the space this way, is it going to keep you from using the floor space? So you really need to think about that. If you need something on the floor down here, you may have to hang these things up higher. So before you put everything kind of back in your closet, you kind of want to just hold things where you think they might go and kind of just think about all of those different things. The next thing I have in here is kind of just some long-term storage. We have some bins right here that are not currently being used. Sometimes I have canvas bins, sometimes I have plastic bins, but I know that if we need extra bins, I'm going to check here first. The other thing is I have a basket for all of our diffusers. This was kind of one of those random things that didn't really have a place anywhere. So I made a place in here because we have diffusers that we use off and on, and they needed to be housed somewhere. Down here, this is kind of just long-term storage for our shredder. We don't have an office in this house, but we still need a shredder from time to time, so I made a space for it. The other thing is I did not fill this closet to the max. I have some floor space here.
That kind of gives me a little bit of flex space if we have something come in temporarily or seasonally or something that I kind of need to stash. I've got a place to put it because this closet is not full. The other thing I have in here is a crate for things that need to be given away. So things that we are no longer using, clothes that don't fit, things like that. Everybody in our house knows they can come put them here, and I will either sell them, give them away, donate them, whatever the case may be. So here is just an example of how I used those steps in my own closet to set this closet up to serve me really well for many different functions. I hope it gives you guys some ideas. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to make this complicated. It doesn't have to be Pinterest worthy. It just needs to function really well for your family.
Thank you guys so much for watching this session. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. Hopefully you found some kind of tip or trick that is going to help you in your home. See you guys later.